Men, it's okay to cry. It's okay to be expressive. It's okay to be vulnerable. At least that is what we're told. But is it actually okay? Not in theory now, not on paper. I mean, in practice, realistically, is it actually okay? Because there's often a gap between what society says it wants and what it actually reward. You know, a man who is carrying stress, pressure, fear, uncertainty, here and there, and then hears this, and they'll be like, okay, he decides to open up, to talk about his struggles, talk about his pressures, talk about his hurdles, talk about his plans, talk about his fear. He admitting that he's struggling, admits that he's scared, he's tired, and maybe even cries. Not a problem, right? What happens after then? That is where the problem is. Am I viewed the same way? Am I still respected the same way? Am I still trusted the same way? Are people still confident in me the same way they used to be before opening up? Because many men have experienced moments where opening up seems to change how they are viewed. And that's where the confusion begins. You know, we're told to be vulnerable, but we're also expected to be strong. We are to be strong, to be dependable, to be confident, to be emotionally stable. So men receive two messages at once. Open up and hold it together. Man up. You know, so it's no wonder many men don't know where the line is. Now, I'm not saying men should bottle everything up, because we've seen where that will lead. It leads in loneliness, it leads in isolation, broken relationship, burdens that become too heavy to carry, something you could have shared. But I also do not think that the answer is simply telling men to just open up. Because open up to who? About what? For what purpose? Why am I really opening up? And to who am I opening up? You know, I think we focus too much on whether men are opening up and not enough on whether men actually have a safe place to do it. Because they are two different things. A man doesn't need to tell everybody everything. He just needs somewhere safe. And that is what we're not talking about. A trusted friend, a brother, a mentor, a community, a therapist, a spouse. Just somewhere safe. You know, so the real danger isn't that a man isn't opening up to a particular person. The real danger is when he has nobody at all safe enough for him to open up to. And it brings me to something that I've noticed. Sometimes conversation about male vulnerability become less about man well-being, and it's more about access to his emotion. You hear questions like, why won't he open up to me? Why doesn't he tell me everything? Are you safe? Does he have a healthy way of processing what is going through? Blah, blah, blah. You just want to know, you just want to have access to what is going through, everything about him. Because if a man has trusted friends, he has mentors, he has people he can confide in, and is dealing with his emotions in a healthy way, why must his partner be the primary place for every struggle? That's a question we really ask. In modern relationships, we started expecting one person to be everything, and that is where the problem is. You want one person to be the lover, to be the best friend, to be the therapist, to be the emotional support system, to be our life coach, to be our entire village. And I think that's a very heavy burden for any relationship, especially modern relationship. So I think maybe the goal shouldn't be making sure a man opens up to a specific person. It shouldn't be making sure he has somewhere safe to be, must be in me. I mean, that somewhere safe should not necessarily have to be you. Because strength and vulnerability are not opposites. A man can admit he's struggling and still be strong. He can feel fear and still be courageous. He can cry and still be respected. The real question isn't whether men should be vulnerable. The question is whether society is prepared to accept what genuine male vulnerability actually looks like. Because it's sincerely easy to celebrate vulnerability, to say, okay, men are opening up, blah, blah, blah. It's much harder to sit with it when it's real. When men open And until we answer that honestly, men will continue hearing the same message, open up, over and over again, while quietly wondering, will I still be accepted if I open up? I'm just thinking out loud.